everybody. Our adventure is taking us to Niagara State Park in New York. I will be honest, I am a little disappointed it's not listed as one of the seven wonders of the world, but it's referred by many people as the eighth wonder of the world, and I think it's truly earned its name for its magnificent, beautiful views and the display of the force of nature that creates those waterfalls. This mysterious place has a lot of history and stories and legends, but I've learned a lot from this clip that they show you at the beginning of your tour, so I'm gonna play it here for a second.
The lands surrounding Niagara Falls are largely controlled by private owners, and public access to the falls is limited.
Step right up and come see Niagara Falls!
The pristine natural landscape of Niagara is quickly disappearing, creating an atmosphere more carnival than inspirational.
Would you like to get your photograph?
Soiled smokestacks and dismal factories mar the beauty of the surroundings. These industrial eyesores draw upon the water's immense energy to power their machines, then spew their waste into the gorge. Into this world of carnival hucksters and dilapidated mills walks Frederick Law Olmsted, renowned landscape architect. Olmsted is horrified by what he sees and wonders how can something so beautiful be so desecrated. Olmsted gathers together the most prominent academics, businessmen, and politicians of the day to form the Free Niagara movement. Many of the country's luminaries lend their voices to the cause. Public support grows, and the movement gains strength. And what Free Niagara promises to restore, Church's painting has an enormous effect on the public who are spellbound by the great beauty that was once Niagara Falls. In 1885, the movement succeeds in turning Niagara Falls into a state park, the oldest in the nation today. It becomes the inspiration for the creation of our national park system. The world changed here.
It is really sad to learn that this place almost got destroyed by factories and other pollution around the area, but it's a good thing that it got saved by a few individuals. It looks like a quiet little river at this point of the rapids, but don't be fooled. Just a few feet down that way is actually a huge drop, and if you drop anything from this point, it will end up in the water for about 5 seconds. No, it's hard to believe, but this river did freeze a few times in the recorded history. Once in 1909, and the other time is in 1936. The whole flow in the river was completely seized due to the extremely cold winters. This natural beauty also inspired a lot of daredevil extreme adventures. Between 1901 and 1985, 15 people tried to go over the waterfalls, only 10 of them survived. Among those who died was Jesse Sharp, who took a plunge in a kayak in 1990, and Robert Overtaker, who used his jet ski in 1995. Those who survived face severe penalties. In my opinion, the best way to experience Niagara waterfalls is the Maid of the Mist, this little ship you see here in the distance that takes you right up to the fall, and here's one of the older ones that they used to have running here. One word of advice, you want to do this when it's nice and warm out, because you do get soaked. They do give you ponchos, but it's just not enough. Yo, Maid of the Mist Adventure starts at the ticket booth here, and there could be a little line here. I mean, we're here during the weekdays, so it's not as bad, but it probably gets busy on the weekends. And the good thing about the ticket that you buy for Maid of the Mist is also good for the observation deck up at the top, so you could enjoy both. And the views from the observation decks are also stunning. But in my opinion, taking this little boat up to the waterfalls, and they do take you pretty close, it kind of helps you to realize the whole magnitude of this waterfall. Once you get down on the elevator from the observation deck, it takes you to this little dock here. That's where you wait for your boat. The wait for the boat is not that long, maybe around 15 minutes. And at this point, you have a little bit of time to put the poncho on, and believe it or not, you're gonna need that poncho once you get on that boat. I know from a distance this boat looks packed, but it's not as bad actually. You do find a good amount of space. And if you're planning to taking pictures or videos, I would suggest bringing a waterproof case, because your camera or a phone could be ruined. Now the reason why that other boat looks so packed is because most of the people usually stand by the rails, because you get better view from here. And there it is in the distance, the beauty, Bridal Falls. Now we're gonna get very close to it, so it's gonna get misty. We're expecting to get soaked, but not to what we experienced here. It was even tough to film because the lens kept getting soaked and you had to constantly clean it. But we're still able to film. The reason you always see this rainbow behind us, the waterfall, because there's a lot of mist coming off from the waterfall, and the actual sunlight is reflecting off those water drops that are suspended in the air. Bridal Falls is just amazing from this angle. It's hard not to enjoy this beauty, and again, like I usually say in a lot of other videos, that's something you want to experience for yourself, because the video can only show you what you might expect at this place, but when you see this in in person, it's just so real and it's just so stunning. It's even hard to describe. No matter how good of the quality of the video, and this one is 4K, I think it still does not show the whole beauty of this place. And now we're leaving Bridal Falls. We're gonna head out to the next one, which is a Horseshoe Falls. What you see here on the right side in the distance, the staircases, that's actually Cape the Winds. We're gonna be there in the next video, so you will get to experience that as well. Now this was just one waterfall, and I'll be honest, I'm running out of the dry spots on my t-shirt to wipe the camera, because even with the poncho I still get soaked. My jeans, my sneakers, everything is soaked. One thing I wish I would have worn shorts, but it is 80 degrees out today, so I should be able to drive pretty quickly. And this beautiful natural wonder is the Horseshoe Falls. That's one of the largest falls here. They are also referred to as a Canadian Falls. Approximately 90% of Niagara River, after the diversions for hydropower generation, flows over Horseshoe Falls. Remaining 10% flows over American Falls and Bridal Veil Falls. I thought the mist from the prior waterfall was pretty strong, but this one is actually even stronger. It feels like you're in the middle of a torrential downpour, or maybe like a hurricane strength rain. And just like at the other waterfall, you see this beautiful rainbow, and that's what it looks like from a distance. You see this Maid of the Mist is submerging or disappearing into this mist. As we get closer to the waterfall, the mist gets a lot denser, and the force at which water hits you gets a lot stronger as well. So I actually started feeling like it feels like a little light punch right in your face, and somebody's poncho just got almost ripped off. Visibility is definitely getting worse, and it's getting a little harder to film. The lens is covered with drops of water, so we're gonna try to use a hand to cover it on the top so it doesn't get moist right away. But we're gonna keep filming. We're gonna try to show you this beauty as much as possible. There are many beautiful places around the world, and I think this is one of them. Watching this up and close and from a distance is like watching a work of art. And I think taking the boat up to the waterfall or around the waterfall makes a whole experience. This was just a remarkable experience. And we're heading back now. The captain has turned the boat around. what you see here on the left side is the Canadian side. You see the observation tower, and they have a lot of more entertainment there. From what I've heard, they have casinos, bars, restaurants, and other means of entertainment. And right ahead of us, you can see the bridge that connects United States and Canada. Let's take a quick glimpse of the Bridal and American Falls. On the right side, you see the rainbow there. It's just amazing, this view. I guess it's a custom here when two boats meet, traveling in the opposite directions, they do a circle around, which you would see in a second in a fast-forwarded motion. This whole trip takes about 20 to 30 minutes, but it doesn't feel like 20 to 30 minutes. It feels like a couple of minutes because you submerge into this beauty of nature. This boat's gonna make a quick circle and we're gonna be right back at the dock. One thing that makes me wonder is this water is really green. I'm just curious because most of the rivers that we encounter, at least by us, they're mostly just regular color. And this looks like almost like a little bit of the ocean water, but it is a river. If you guys know, please comment below. I think this trip definitely worth it. You know, it just gives you this great perspective on the waterfalls. And wow, there's a lot more people here, so we got here in the right time. Actually, the lines when we were here were a lot shorter. So we're going to take a quick elevator ride up, and we're going to be back at the observation deck. Well, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for part 2.